Ilden Storm Rage. Number 80, Bohemian Blasphemy. And 815, Gravel Gertie. Skating tonight for the Pittsburgh Ghouls wearing black. We have number 0, 3D, 011, Havoc, 05, Hurricane Heather. The captain for your Pittsburgh Ghouls, Jumpin' Joey, number 102. Wearing number 175, Hexadecimal. Wearing number 1861, making his derby debut, Max Moist. Number 25, Thorn. Number 2534, Big Rig. Number 42, Mr. Sergai. Number 462, Scary Jane. Number 703, Abby Normal. Number 79, and making his Pittsburgh debut, Lengen. Number 88, Piston. And rounding out our roster, number 98, Queso de Mondays. Your first jam is coming up. On that line for Pittsburgh, it looks like number 102, Jumpin' Joey, versus the captain, Medea K. Heffa. And the jam is on. So far, both defenses are holding really well. And Jumpin' Joey gets out for the lead. And right behind him is Medea. And Jumpin' Joey gets a quick 4 and calls it off. Coming up on the line for Pittsburgh, we have 011 Havoc versus 3-2 Beaver Cleaver. Jam is on. And Havoc sneaks through on the outside line to take lead. Beaver Cleaver still fighting her way through that tough defense. And Beaver Cleaver is out. Havoc sneaking through on the outside for 4. Beaver Cleaver approaching the pack. It looks like number 32, Beaver Cleaver, has drawn a cut, and Pittsburgh will be on the power jam. Vic sneaks through for another 4. And Havoc decides to call it off after gaining another 4, putting our score currently at Pittsburgh Roller Derby 16, Morgantown 0. Pittsburgh Roller Derby is starting on a power jam. And for the first time, we have Z Unit. Z-Unit gets through on the inside and gains lead jammer status. Nice apex jump by Z-Unit on the inside for another 4. Another quick move onto the inside. Z-Unit threw another 4. Some nice offense there for her by her Pittsburgh teammates. This time taking the outside, Z-Unit gets through for another 4 points. And sneaking through on the outside again, Z-Unit scores another 4 points. Morgantown's jammer is being held up by a tough Pittsburgh twosome right now. Z-Unit through on the outside for another 4 points. Z-Unit on the inside for another 4 points. Pittsburgh putting up some tough defense right now. The jam is up, and Z-Unit with a 32-point jam for Pittsburgh Roller Derby.
Wow, Z,
putting the score right
Derby.
now at Pittsburgh 51 and Morgantown 4. Dozer, did you have something to add there?
I just like to welcome Z back to Derby. Amazing.
Very good jam right there. A correction to Pittsburgh Roller Derby's roster, number 26, Z. And a shout out here to the officials, because without them, we cannot have a roller derby bout. So the officials right now, Cheshire Stats, Poncho, Spunky, HBC, Official Headcase, Mother Trucker, Tote, Hawk, Jam Burglar, Paul Barrier, Omi, Basta, and Filet Official. Thank you for officiating and NSOing this game. And down in quarter number 1, we have the Wraiths out there with their chants already. And checking the feed, we have one of the best roller derby players I was ever play with, Wheelie Rider, saying, "Let's go Zebras." And out in the jam line right now for Pittsburgh, we have number 0, 3D, versus Morgantown's Medea K. Hepa. Oh, and outside. Number 3D with the lead. A completed star pass from Medea to number 50, Poison Ivy, and the jam is quickly called off. Out on the line for Pittsburgh, we have 102, Jumpin' Joey, versus number 32, Beaver Clear. Jumpin' Joey trying to sneak out on the outside. A nice play by Morgantown to knock him down, but he recovers and gets through for lead. And we have a pass to Medea Kehefa for Morgantown. Jumpin' Joey with Medea right on his, oh, and she takes a spill, and Joey calls it off. That currently brings our score to Pittsburgh 60, Morgantown Roller Derby 3. Out on the line right now for Morgantown, we have Squee J versus Havoc. Havoc sneaking through that tough Morgantown defense and gets lead. Havoc gets through for another 4 points. Morgantown's jammer, number 12, Squee J, gets through. But Havoc calls it off before Squee J is able to score any points. Jamming right now for Morgantown. Makaya De Jeppa is trying to make her way through that town, and 3D pulls up ahead and gets through for lead jammer. Dingle trying to play some offense, doing the best she can out there. Reedy through on the outside for a 4-point pass. Some IFE offensive work for 3D. Gaining another 4 points on the outside. Coach Hebrew says one more pass, please, 3D. And the jam is called off. Not after Pittsburgh was able to put up another 12-point jam. Our score currently sitting at Pittsburgh Roller Derby 80 and Morgantown Roller Derby 3. Currently on the jam line for Morgantown, number 32, Beaver Cleaver versus number 26, Z. Nice knockout by number 50, Poison Ivy, putting Z back. Z Unit able to sneak through on the inside and get lead jammer status. Big Rig back there giving Beaver Cleaver some trouble back there. Z Unit through a tough Morgantown defense and gets through on the outside for 4. Nice knockout by Dingle. Pittsburgh loses Lengen to the penalty box. Z Unit coming through again. Runs into Dingle and decides that's enough. I'm going to call that off. On the jam line for Pittsburgh, 102, Jumpin' Joey, versus for Morgantown, 420, Jabbermelon. And Jumpin' Joey through on the outside for lead jammer status. Nice inside jump by Joey. Seems like he landed it. That's another 4 for Pittsburgh. Some nice offense by number 79, Lengen. Lets 102 Jumpin' Joey get through. Nice defense by Morgantown, holding Jumpin' Joey at bay right now. Good 2-wall by Morgantown, keeping Jumpin' Joey at bay. Oh, but he's able to sneak through on the inside. And Jumpin' Joey calls that jam off. Pittsburgh is going to start out with 2 in the box right now.
Well, Nem, looks like we're having a really great performance out of Pittsburgh's jammers today so far.
the jam line round now, we have 0-1-1 Havoc versus Medea K. Hepa. Morgantown working hard, and Medea gets lead jammer status. Havoc able to sneak through the 4-wall. Medea coming up. Havoc able to sneak through, and the jam is called by Medea. Morgantown picking up 2 points on that jam, while Pittsburgh was able to score 4, putting our score currently at Pittsburgh Roller Derby 110, Morgantown Roller Derby 5. Out on the jam line now for Morgantown, number 32, Beaver Cleaver versus number 0, 3D. Number 0, 3D out in the inside for lead jammer, but Beaver Cleaver is right behind her. A nice apex jump by 3D. Able to score 4 points and call it off. Jam is on, and Morgantown Squee J hits the pack as Z makes it through on the inside and is able to secure lead jammer. Z with a nice outside in move and gets through for 4 points. Morgantown Squee J is able to get through and is making her way to try to score her points. Jam is called, and we have an 8-point jam for Z. Up. And keeping Morgantown at 0 right there was the unit calling off in time. Score currently stands at Pittsburgh Roller Derby 122, Morgantown 5. For Morgantown, Medea K. Hepa is on the line versus 102, Jumpin' Joey. And Medea K. Hepa out for lead jammer. Nice tough Morgantown wall is holding Jumpin' Joey at bay right now. But he finally is able to squeeze through. And Medea K. Hepa calls that jam off, and we'll see how the points fall. Looks like Pittsburgh Roller Derby was able to steal 3 points there, while Morgantown did secure 1, bringing our score to 125 for Pittsburgh Roller Derby, and for Morgantown. On the line, we have for Morgantown number 32, Beaver Cleaver, and for Pittsburgh, 0-1-1 Havoc. The jam is on. Havoc down the outside line, securing lead jammer status. Havoc running into Dingle with no success. A lot of people do the same thing because that's one tough blocker out there. And the jam is called, and we're going to see, it looks like a scoreless jam this time, folks. A lot of work by both jammers, but no one was able to actually secure points. Oh, and some nice sportsmanship out there by 3D to Jabber Melons right before they decide to jam against each other. I like that. It's nothing like sportsmanship. Jam is on, folks. Some nice nifty moves out there by 3D and able to get out on the outside for lead jammer. Oh, trying the apex jump in the inside, but it looks like she couldn't land it. Morgantown was able to recycle her. Oh, but getting out on that outside and getting those 4 points is 3D. Reedy through for another 4 points. Poison Ivy taking the star pass. Oh! A jump, inside jump by 3D, able to land it, but takes the spill and gets right back up and gets those points. Tough defense by Pittsburgh right now, making it, oh, Poison Ivy makes it through the inside and some nice footwork. She's able to get through the pack, so hopefully she comes around here trying to score her points. D calls it off before Poison Ivy can try to do her damage and score points. The score currently stands Pittsburgh Roller Derby 141, Morgantown 6. And Morgantown Roller Derby takes a timeout. On the track right now, jamming for Pittsburgh, number 26, Z, versus number 4 from Morgantown, Medea K. Hepa. Jam is on, and both jammers are working diligently to get through the walls. Z Unit is able to break through and grab lead jammer status. Nice knockout by Morgantown. Recycles Z unit, but right back on the outside. After some tough defense by Morgantown, Z was able to penetrate through there and score 4 points. Z sneaking through on the inside for some nice offense by the Pittsburgh teammates. And we have a pass to number 32, Beaver Cleaver. It looks like Morgantown goes on the power jam as Z is going to the box. Nice inside work by Beaver Cleaver to score 4 points for Morgantown. Morgantown on the power jam currently. Trying to place up, and the jam is off before maybe she might be able to score a couple more points. We'll see. Looks like she was able to get 1 more point for a total of 5 that jam for Morgantown to Pittsburgh's 8, bringing the score to Pittsburgh Roller Derby 152, a Morgantown Roller Derby 11. Morgantown taking another timeout. Now on the line, number 32, Beaver Cleaver, will have a short power jam.
Next whistle starts the jam. 5 seconds.
Z unit coming out of the box, able to squeeze through in the inside lane and secure lead jammer status. And Beaver Cleaver on the outside getting through. And that'll end the jam, folks, as Pittsburgh was able to put up 4 points to Morgantown 0, bringing our score to 156 for Pittsburgh Roller Derby and 11 for Morgantown Roller Derby. On the jam line for Morgantown, number 24, Cupcake, versus number 102, Jumpin' Joey. Jam is on, and Cupcake gives Joey a little business on the inside and then tries to get through on the out. Both defenses are playing tough right now. Morgantown recycled Jumpin' Joey. Pittsburgh seems to be holding Cupcake. It's a battle right here. But Joey able to sneak through on the inside and get that lead jammer status. Jumpin' Joey squeezing through on the outside for another 4 points. Pittsburgh's defense is looking pretty good. The recycling is right there. Oh, wow, a nice inside jump by Jumpin' Joey. I come out of nowhere. I didn't even see him. And Cupcake was able to sneak through on the outside. Oh, Jumpin' Joey out there for maybe another 2 and calls that jam off before Cupcake can do any point scoring. Looks like Pittsburgh got 9 on that jam, and that brings their score to Pittsburgh Roller Derby 165 to Morgantown Roller Derby 11. For Morgantown, we have number 4, Medea K. Hepa. On the outside, right up the line for lead jammer status, but right on her tail is 3D for Pittsburgh. Both coming in really fast. Medea with the call off. We'll see where the points stand here. Looks like Pittsburgh Roller Derby was able to steal 3 points, and Morgantown does get a point, bringing the score up to Pittsburgh Roller Derby 168, Morgantown Roller Derby 12. On the line now for Morgantown, we have number 32, Beaver Cleaver, versus number 011, Havoc. And Havoc sneaking through and able to secure lead jammer status. Pittsburgh now losing 2 blockers to the box, which allows Beaver Cleaver to get through. Havoc, the coach telling Havoc to call it off before Beaver is able to score, I believe. Looked like Havoc picking up 2, and Morgantown getting nothing on that one. And that's the halftime, folks. We had at half, we have Pittsburgh Roller Derby 170 and Morgantown Roller Derby 12. We'll see you in 14 minutes.
Carry you away to the promised land. Feel your heartbeat and don't be scared, 'cause I'll be there, yes I'll be there. You and I, we can fly anywhere you wanna go. Find a place we can hide, we can make it on our own. Go along for the ride, to the stars just follow. You and I, side by side, dancing in your halo. Dancing in your halo.
lit this town like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up.
And we're back for the second half with 15 seconds. Here we'll be starting our first jam of the second half. Your friendly neighborhood nemesis at the helm here tonight, trying his best to bring you all the action without my partner, Mother Trucker. She's been called into service in the middle, doing some non-announcer things.
Next whistle starts the jam. 5 seconds.
First jam of the second half about to start. 102 for Pittsburgh, Jumpin' Joey versus number 4 for Morgantown, Medea K. Heffa. Jumpin' Joey trying for the outside, knocked out by Morgantown. Thorne with a nice take back on Medea K. Heffa. Jumpin' Joey able to secure lead jammer status for Pittsburgh. Jumpin' Joey with a nice move on the outside to get 4 points for that Pittsburgh Ghouls. Oh, Dingle with a nice knockout on Jumpin' Joey there, taking him back. And Poison Ivy able to get through on the inside. Jumpin' Joey able to get by Dingle for that last point and calling it off before Poison Ivy can score some points. That jam, it looked like it was a +8 for Pittsburgh, putting it to Pittsburgh Roller Derby 178, Morgantown 12. On the line right now for Morgantown, we have number 32, Beaver Cleaver, versus number 011, Havoc. Jam is on, a nice knockout by Morgantown, but Havoc able to make a nice move on the outside to get lead jammer status. Oh, nice move on the outside by Beaver Cleaver to get through. And looks like a call off by Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh able to get 2 on that last jam, bringing their score to 180 to Morgantown's 12. On the line for Pittsburgh, we have number 0, 3D versus Morgantown's 420, Jabbermelon. Jam is on, and 3D able to make a nice inside move, get through, and get lead jammer status for Pittsburgh. Jabbermelon's doing everything she can to try to get through that tough Pittsburgh triangle. Morgantown playing some tough D as well, but 3D able to sneak through in the inside and get 4 points for Pittsburgh. Jabbermelon's with the star pass to, looks like Squee J, I believe. Squee J pushing her way out to try to get out of that pack, and she does on the outside. D able to sneak through and get 4 more points. Squee J hitting that pack, trying to get some points of her own. Oh, nice. Oh, almost, Squee J. Hurricane Heather with the knockout there. Squee J almost able to save it. Oh, but Squee J with a nice hurry on back on the track. But not before 3D can get through and get 4 more. And Squee J able to get 4 points of her own, but that was a lot of work right there through that tough Pittsburgh D. 3D on the inside for another 4 for Pittsburgh. Jam is over. And 3D with a 24-point jam for Pittsburgh, but a 5-point jam for Morgantown, bringing their score to 17 to Pittsburgh's 204. On the line, we have number 26 for Pittsburgh, Z, and number 4 for Morgantown, Medea K. Heffa. Z able to get through first and get lead jammer status, but Medea is right through herself, trying to gain some ground. Z with some nice moves on the outside. Z calls it off, but let's see if Medea was able to get anything there. Looks like she picked up 2. So Pittsburgh Roller Derby putting their score to 208 to Morgantown's 19. On the line now for Morgantown, we have number 32, Beaver Cleaver, and number 102 for Pittsburgh, Jumpin' Joey. Jumpin' Joey with a nice quick move on the outside and getting lead jammer status for Pittsburgh. Looks like a star pass for Morgantown to Poison Ivy. Jumpin' Joey sneaking around for maybe 1 or 2 more and then calling it off. That was a +7 for Pittsburgh right now, bringing their score to 215, and Morgantown at 19. Looks like we have a new jammer for Morgantown on the line. Number 333, Bitchcraft, versus number 011 for Pittsburgh, Havoc. Havoc able to sneak through the middle somehow and pick up lead jammer status for Pittsburgh. Oh, Pittsburgh with the forearm penalty on the jammer Havoc, and that's going to be a power jam for Morgantown. Bitchcraft through, looking to score some points for Morgantown. A little bit of speed there, nice. Oh. Morgantown playing some offense for Bitchcraft. We'll see if we can get her some points here. Nice work, footwork on the inside by Bitchcraft. Tough Pittsburgh D right now. Havoc out of the box and able to, well, I think that was her, nope, that's 4. She able to get through. I thought she was off her initial. Nice knockout by Morgantown on Havoc. Another nice knockout by Morgantown. Giving Havoc some trouble now. And the jam is over. Looks like Pittsburgh with 4. And let's see what Morgantown got. Morgantown, oh no, Pittsburgh with 8, I'm sorry. And Morgantown with 4. Bringing our score to Pittsburgh 223 and Morgantown 23. Out on the line for Pittsburgh, we have number 0, 3D, versus for Morgantown, number 4, Medea K. Hepa. A 3D with a nice move on the inside to pick up lead jammer Snavis. And Medea K. Hepa gets through. Morgantown putting up a tough wall against 3D currently. Coach Hebrew telling 3D to call that off before Morgantown can score any points. It's like a +7 jam for Pittsburgh, bringing their score to 230, and Morgantown at 23. Oh, on the line now for Pittsburgh, their first jam of the night. 25-34, Big Rig. And for Morgantown, number 32, Beaver Cleaver. And that jam is on. Both of them hitting their opposing walls. Tough defenses all around here. Oh, nice hits. Nice recycling hit by Poison Ivy on Big Rig. It's like Beaver Cleaver through, trying to score some points for Morgantown. And Beaver Cleaver gets through for 4. Big Rig still working their way outside. Gets knocked out by Poison Ivy. And Big Rig gets through. The 4-4 jam so far. Dingle with a nice knockout. Oh, but looks like Dingle gets it out of play. Big Rig able to sneak on the outside to pick up another 4. 8-8 jam so far. Beaver Cleaver calling that jam off. And Morgantown picking up 11 on that jam to Pittsburgh's 8. Bringing that score to Pittsburgh Roller Derby 238. Morgantown at 34.
5 seconds.
Jam is on. Jumpin' Joey jamming for Pittsburgh, and 420 Jab Her Melon for Morgantown. Jumpin' Joey getting through for 4. Also having lead jammer status, and a star pass for Morgantown from Jab Her Melons to Cupcake. And before Cupcake can score any points, Jumpin' Joey calls that off. 8-0 jam for Pittsburgh. Both teams with 1 blocker in the box currently. Currently on the jammer line, we have number 0, 3D for Pittsburgh. And for Morgantown, number 4, Medea Kehepa. And Medea gets through for lead jammer status for Morgantown. Nice work out there. Morgantown back to full strength, as is Pittsburgh now, with 4 blockers on the track. Havoc getting through on the outside with their initial, and Medea gets through for 4. We'll see if she's gonna call it, and she does. Morgantown with the +4 on that last jam, bringing their score to 38 to Pittsburgh Roller Derby's 246. Jamming for Pittsburgh, making their first jam of the night, is 703 Abby Normal. And for Morgantown, we have number 32, Beaver Cleaver. Abby Normal out for lead jammer for Pittsburgh. Morgantown losing a blocker to the penalty box, as is Pittsburgh, I believe. Both teams currently with 3 blockers on the track. Oh, and Abby Normal getting by Dingle, which is a pretty good accomplishment because she's a tough blocker. Sorry, I got caught up in the action there. Oh, nice pass by Morgantown from Beaver Cleaver to Poison Ivy. Abby Normal trying to pick up the last 2 points if she can. We'll see if Poison Ivy was able to squeeze out one here. Looks like she didn't get one at +8 for Pittsburgh, bringing Pittsburgh's score to 254 to Morgantown's 38. On the jam line now is, for Pittsburgh, is number 26, Z, and for Morgantown, number 12, Squeejay. Pittsburgh losing a blocker to the box. And Z able to secure lead jammer status. Looks like Squeejay gets out on the inside line. It looks like Pittsburgh losing another blocker to the box. But not before Z can score 4 points and call it off. Pittsburgh will be 2 blockers down in this next jam. Morgantown taking a timeout. And while we're on timeout, I'd like to give a shout out to Kitty Black and her husband Todd for making these wonderful awards for the skaters for most valuable jammer and blocker. When we get a chance, we'll try to get one on camera and take a look at it. They're very nice. They're etched, and Todd, very nice job.
Next whistle ends the timeout.
Currently on the line, we have for Pittsburgh, number 102, Jumpin' Joey versus Morgantown's number 4, Medea Kehepa. Nice work on the outside by Poison Ivy, getting lead jammer status for Medea. Medea with speed coming around, looking to score some points here. But Jumpin' Joey is right behind her. Oh, a nice force out by Poison Ivy. Jumpin' Joey getting right back in there. And Medea is flying around, Jack, as is Jumpin' Joey. And Medea calls it off. And we'll see where the points stand. Looks like Morgantown with 8 points that last jam to Pittsburgh's 4. Bringing that score to Pittsburgh 262 and Morgantown 46. Currently on the line for Morgantown, number 32, Beaver Cleaver versus number 0, 3D for Pittsburgh. Nice recycling by Morgantown to get back up on top of the defenses. Nice job on the inside by Beaver Cleaver, getting lead jammer status. Morgantown playing some tough defense right now. Beaver Cleaver coming in. Nice offense by Poison Ivy. Oh, 3D with a nice dip move on the outside. Pittsburgh picking up 4 points there, while Beaver Cleaver was able to secure 3 for Morgantown. Score stands Pittsburgh 266 and Morgantown 49. On the jam line right now, we have for Pittsburgh number 26, Z. And for Morgantown, we have number 12, Squee J. Z able to make some nice moves and get out for lead jammer. Squee J with a nice move in the inside, but was hit out and recycled by Pittsburgh's defense. Nope. On the outside, Z makes a couple moves and decides to call it off. Picking up 3 that last jam for Pittsburgh. That currently brings our score to Pittsburgh Roller Derby 269, Morgantown Roller Derby 49. On the line for Morgantown, we have Medea K. Hepa versus number 102, Jumpin' Joey. Jam is on, and some nice offense again by Poison Ivy, getting Medea out there for lead jammer. But Joey is right on her tail that right now. Up, Medea decides to call that off. That ends in a 0-0 jam. Good play by Medea. Smart thinking, rather than give up points. On the line now for Pittsburgh, 0-1-1, Havoc versus number 32, Beaver Cleaver. Morgantown with a star pass to Poison Ivy, which means Havoc will be lead jammer. Nice apex jump by Poison Ivy for Morgantown. That was very nice. Both teams putting up 4 points. Poison Ivy currently on another scoring pass. Picking up 4 of her own. Morgantown with the recycle on Havoc. And it looks like Poison Ivy is now in a power jam, and she seems excited about it, folks. Havoc headed to the box for a cut, I believe. Coach Dingle out there calling the plays. Poison Ivy with a nice hit. Currently tries to score some points here. Havoc out of the penalty box. And the jam is over, and looks like Morgantown picking up 14 points by Poison Ivy there, bringing their score to 63 for 6 points scored by Havoc for Pittsburgh, putting their score at 275. On the line, we have number 420 for Morgantown, Jab Hermelin versus 2534, Big Rig. Big Rig with a nice move on the outside, getting lead jammer status. Morgantown, I believe, with a Coach Hebrew screaming across the track to have that jam called off for Big Rig. Big Rig able to pick up 2 points for Pittsburgh. Now on the line for Pittsburgh, number 102, Jumpin' Joey, versus Morgantown's number 4, Medea Kehepa. Joey with some nice back and forth moves and is able to shake free on the inside lane, picking up lead jammer status for Pittsburgh. A nice jump on the inside, but landing on his feet, then his butt, but able to squeeze through on the inside. Medea able to squeeze through too on the inside, hoping to get around it or score some points. Jumpin' Joey gets through on the inside for another 4 and calls that jam off. Currently with, I believe, 2:04 left, it's Pittsburgh 285 and Morgantown at 63. Now on the line, 0-1-1 Havoc for Pittsburgh. And number 32, Beaver Cleaver. Thorne with a nice run back on Beaver Cleaver, as Havoc was able to sneak around and get lead jammer status for Pittsburgh. Havoc again on the outside, picking up 4 points. We'll see. This could be the last jam of the bout, folks. Nice offense by Queso de Mondays, but Morgantown closing that down. Havoc calling that off right there with 40 seconds left in the game, and a 7-point pickup by Pittsburgh, putting that score at 292 to Morgantown's 63. Looking like this might be the last jam of the game. Jamming for Morgantown, we have number 12, Squee J, and number 0 for Pittsburgh, 3D. Some nice outside in moves by 3D and is able to pick up lead jammer status. Hits the pack and calls it off. And that's going to be the end of the bout. The unofficial score, Pittsburgh 293 and Morgantown 63. It looks like there's going to be one more jam, ladies and gentlemen. I looks like I was mistaken. There will be one more jam, so that was not the final jam. Out of line for Morgantown, we have number 4, Vadia K. Heffa versus 102 Jumpin' Joey.
Next whistle ends the timeout. Next whistle starts the jam. 5 seconds.
Nice offense by Morgantown, freeing up Medea K. Heffa, and she is flying around the track, folks. Jumpin' Joey able to get out, finally hoping to get some points. Nice offense by Dingle. Medea sneaking through on the outside. Both jammers giving their heart out on this last jam. Pittsburgh losing 2 blockers to the penalty box. And Medea calling that jam off. And that will be your final jam of the game, folks. Now the unofficial score. With an 8-8 jam on the last one, Pittsburgh, 9-8 jam. Pittsburgh with 9, Morgantown with 8. We have Pittsburgh at 302 and Morgantown at 71. Let's give it up for these two teams, folks. And that's the official score, folks. Both teams need to pick a MVP jammer and blocker. When both teams have their MVPs picked, please come over to the announcers table and let me know. Jammer is 102. All right, your MVPs for this game. MVP blocker for Morgantown, number 6, Dingle. Your MVP blocker for Pittsburgh, 1861, Max Moist. Your MVJ for Morgantown, number 12, Squee J. For the Pittsburgh Ghouls, MVJ, 102, the captain, Jumpin' Joey. Nice job, everyone out there tonight. Let's pass out the medals.
Get together.
All right, I'll let you guys in there get a pick. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. I've been Nemesis, and I hope I did an all right job. Have a safe travel, and we'll see you at the after party.